Now, I'm 47 years old. And I come right out here, and I passed my mama, and I told her, I said, I'm going to prison. And inside there was enough to send me to prison. Right? It was hot. I lost my cool. I was high on drugs. And I run down, but I really ran through that way. But basically, where I ended up was in that right there. That's where I went. Way back in there. Right? And I could hear the sirens coming. And I went and camped out down there. It's hot. And the ticks. And then I eased right back up on that fence line and damn near walked right up on the two police and the damn German Shepherd. I eased on back. But when they cleared out, after searching the house and the farm, giving my mama hell for having a son like me, I don't blame them. Hell, I had it coming. I come up out of that. I went up and beat on my mama's door. And she opened it reluctantly. She kind of kept it pried open. I come on in there and I went to throwing a fit. And I remember the change point for me. The conversation that changed everything for me. Because she meant it this time. She looked at me. Now at that time, she was 72. Or 73. And I was 47. Grown ass man. And she looked at me and she said, Jason, I am going to die. And you're going to die because someone is either going to kill you, you're going to kill yourself, overdose, or you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison. And I'm done. I will not leave any of this to you. I'm not going to come to see you in jail. I am fucking done, and you need to leave. Pretty perplexing statement, right? First, she told me that she was going to die. And then she told me I was going to die, right? And that she wasn't going to die, leaving nothing to me, because I didn't know how to act, and I had not respected the things that my family have set up for me, right? That hurt my feelings a lot. See, I've been spoiled all my life. I'd go raise hell and burn the town down. It was right here. I was right on that pond, and right there's where I come out on them. I'd raise hell, and my mom and daddy come save me. Then my daddy, I don't know, man, they battled it out. But every time I get in trouble, they come along and give me a lawyer or do whatever. They're good parents. They love me. And them cops knew that. And that's what they were mad about. They were mad because I'd always seemed to skate by. And I had skated by much. But on that day, when my mama told me that, I never skated by another thing in my life. And it wasn't because of this or that or what was left or I wasn't going to get anything or this or that. It was simply because when she said that, for the first time in my life, I realized just how big of a piece of shit I was. Right there in that house, right over there. That's a greenhouse. That house right there. At about 7 or 8 in the evening. And I walked right out of there. I walked right in that bus and I got what I needed. And I went right back out there in the middle of the dark for days. And I slept outside in the heat. And my car stayed parked because I was geeked out. And then I called my lawyer and he said, do you think you can get sober? And I said, yeah, I think I can. And I did. I went to, someone got me a hotel room in another name and I stayed there for 3 days. And when I went to see my parole officer, because I was on the run, he locked me up. I knew he was going to lock me up. Hell, he needed to lock me up. He'd been over backwards. Right? And I went to jail sober on a 23-1 lockdown While everybody else slept it off, I was awake. And the craziness continued here at the farm. Crazy shit. But I knew this to be true, that when my mama said that to me, that I was done. And I don't know why that day it was that way. Lord knows I had put her through so much hell, so many broken promises, so many broken dreams, so much money, you know. But something about that moment changed me. I was able to see me as who I really was. And I went to jail thinking that it would be like all the times before. And I didn't do one push-up. And I gained 60 pounds. And I come out like 330, 40 pounds. Miserable. And I went to meetings. I can remember the people that would try to get to do business with me would get out, you know, they would let us out in certain quarantine blocks, and we'd get out an hour to shower and call. My mama didn't give a damn if I called or not. And she only came to see me once in 90 days, which was odd, with my daughter. But the truth was, I wasn't worth being seen. I was a piece of shit. And I'll never forget this. Those guys would come up because they didn't have the opportunity to speak to me in the world. They thought they could speak to me in there and get a little help. And I remember my exact reply. I told them, when I get out of here, I'm going to do all the meetings I got to do, and I'm going to do whatever I do to never come back to this sumbitch and stay clean. And I've lived on that. God's been good to me. And if you can go through that, if I can go through that, you can too, and you can change your life. Fluent English.